couple of people introduce themselves in terms of research and experience. It is very often you see a list of publications. Very hard to see on the screen and get something out of it. Now, what I did was organize something like this. That's the slide. And we can put on screen mode. We can do it on screen mode. Let's see here in the presentation. I think we should do this. Yeah. Can you go up and down now?
Okay. I'll please you continue. I'll do it from here.
Thank you. What were my academic decisions? Basically, my whole life, I was at the University of Brasilia. You know, Brasilia is a new capital still. It moved from the city of Rio de Janeiro to the center of the country in 1960. My university started 2 years later, 1962. So it is a young university, very young university. Though it is young, it is among the top 5 universities in Brazil. And it was planned to be a new model for universities in Brazil. And unfortunately, these days, they changed the original project. But at the time I was there as undergraduate student, it was very close to the original project. What that means, students were free to take the lectures they went to. You enter the university, you take the lectures you want. And then at the end, you collect the lectures you took, and you can apply for your certificate. So, when I was applying for the university, it was a big problem for me because I needed to choose one major. But I wanted to take 3. Physics, math, and chemistry. What I did, I took only 2. Until came chemistry first. Okay, let's do chemistry. I took chemistry. And at the end of the first year, I was allowed to choose a second option. I chose physics, but the rules were you have to finish your first option. But because the university was so flexible, what I did, I took lectures from physics and chemistry all together. And math also. All 3, going more or less in parallel. I finished chemistry. And I was already, my IB automatically came into physics. And I was just about to finish physics, and then my IB would choose to math. But we have a big strike. Big strike because of political problems. This was 1977. The military were in power in Brazil. And we could not talk to each other. Even 4 or 5 students talking in a circle, it was reason enough to take those ties and take to the drinking. So we had a very bad strike in 1977. The university was closed. It was the first time I took a trip inside this house. no place to move. Okay. Then, university was closed for months. And then when they reopened the university, all the schedule was changed. It was difficult for me because I was just finishing physics and moving to math. But I realized that because it changed all the schedule, I need to stay at least 1 year more at the university as undergraduate student in the third major. I was not very happy with that. Then I quit to finish math. And I started my master's degree. I really started my master's degree. And then I chose physics, not chemistry.
Excuse me, sir. You need to put this because.
Why?
Yeah, because it's recording is.
Oh, because of recording.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Lectures are being.
So, then I started my master. And I chose physics instead of chemistry. Why? Well, physics could provide me more answers than chemistry. And I realized I could understand better chemistry if I learned physics. At the end of the day, chemistry is physics. Very complicated. It's a very complicated statistics physics. But I never stepped completely out from chemistry. My background in chemistry was really good because my high school was Technical School of Industrial Chemistry. When I came to the university, I knew already chemistry. I had a good background in chemistry, much better than my classmates. And maybe this explains, I finished the 2 BSc, chemistry and physics, in 3 years and a half. And 6 months more, if there is no strike, I will finish math. This was my plan, actually. So, right after I finished physics, my department proposed to hire me. I was honored because my university doesn't hire ex-students. Doesn't. It was a policy of my university. I was sort of unique case in the university. Yeah. Why? Maybe because of my score. It was the highest ever in the history of my university. Maybe they found, well, maybe this guy is not going to make us trouble. This guy is so focused on studying. Maybe he has no political tendency. It was a hard time in Brazil that time. The military were on power. Okay. And then I stayed my whole academic life in my university. See, I started 1977. My contract was signed by the end of September, and I graduated at September 16. 2 weeks later, I had my contract signed as a teacher, assistant teacher in my institute. And I took the master exactly on the same place. I was at the same time student and teacher. For the PhD, I moved from another university in Brazil, the main university of my state, which is these days the second university in Brazil. Okay, so I stayed there, and I left the country in 1986 for my postdoc, 2 years in the state, in the Bell Labs. and then back to my university. I was packing my stuff to go back home, and then people at Bell Labs told me, no, you're not going back home. You're going to work here. We have a good offer for you. I did make it. My place is there, home. Nobody could understand that. Maybe it was the first postdoc that refused to sign a contract with Bell Labs in history. Now, move back. And then it was a hard time again because I had to go back to my department, institute, and set up a new research group. Experimental activity when I went back to Brazil in my place was absolutely zero. I had to start everything from the ground, absolutely from the ground. I was lucky enough, I did it. Then, because of this, I got retired in 2012. I was not even 60. Again, a little bit unusual. Then, in 2014, they were so kind to me, they provide me this position, emeritus professor, which means I can keep everything in my place. My office is there, nobody can touch. I can stay there for life. Nobody can kick me off from my place. I still have students there, postdocs, because postdocs are more, are easier to handle from the distance. From China, I can handle the students in Brazil, but postdocs, master and PhD students is more difficult. Then I was invited to take this visiting professor in China. China has a very ambitious program called 1,000 Foreign Experts. Very ambitious. The ambition is to bring into China at least 1,000 foreign experts. They provide you good conditions, good working conditions, good living conditions. So I say, okay, let's go China. Let's learn. Let's learn about Asia. And I learn a lot, I can tell you. And then I finished 3 years in this university, which is among top 10 universities in China. Then I was running back home, and another university nearby, Anhui University, offered me another 3 years contract. Okay, I'm there. Next, please. Okay, I just took this picture the day, actually very early in the day I landed in Delhi. I was in the hotel and then I took this picture. This is a typical picture of Web of Science. I guess you are familiar with Web of Science, aren't you? Okay, so Web of Science depends on the subscription your university has. It could be high, could be low. In China, it's low. It's almost fake. And then you can see here is the number of citations, a little bit higher than 5,000. Number of publications in the Web of Science, about 430. And age factor, 34. Okay, but what I did on this, next please. Also, this is Google Scholar. I guess you are also familiar with Google Scholar, right? You can see, the scores here. Those are the scores. Okay, but this tells you little about somebody. What I figure it can tell you more about myself maybe is next. Okay. Also numbers. They don't tell you too much. Next, please. Okay. Now, it is starting. What kind of work I have been doing? Mostly this. characterization using different techniques and working with different topics. But since my first published paper, you will see, I was in the nano science and nanotechnology. Though at that time, 1982, 1981, nobody were talking about nano. But the front page of my master thesis is a TEM picture of 5 nanometer size particle. It was the first paper.